You did everything you could. You did everything you could to limit the loss of life over the past 9 months in Britain. To that, I say, really? Because Britain now has the highest death rate of any large country in the world. Per capita, we have a higher death toll than any other country, and with a population of over 20 million. Are we seriously supposed to believe that was just bad luck? That was just because people in Britain were too fat or too old, as Priti Patel would like to tell us, or Therese Coffey. It doesn't stack up. Are we seriously supposed to believe that? Let's go through some of the evidence, I suppose, which just shows that when Boris Johnson, you say that, it's a lie, frankly. So at the start of this pandemic, when the world watched as COVID caused havoc in Wuhan and then Italy, you missed 5 Cobra meetings. Was that really doing everything you could? Then, after boasting of shaking hands on a COVID ward and with the rest of Europe locking down, you delayed shutting Britain's economy for at least 2 weeks. According to an Imperial study in June, that decision alone doubled Britain's death toll from the first wave. Was that you doing everything you could? You trashed the advice of your scientists and the rules of your government by defending Dominic Cummings' 270-mile trip to Durham. In fact, you said that by breaking your rules, he followed the instincts of any father. Was that you behaving in a way where you were doing anything you could to make sure that the public health advice in your government was kept? I don't think so. Then in August, when we should have been suppressing the virus and building a functioning test and trace system, your mate Rishi paid people to eat out in unsafe restaurants. As September approached, when you should have been focusing on keeping cases low while we opened schools, your ministers bullied people back into their offices, even if they were able to work from home. Was this really the actions of someone who was doing everything they could to limit the loss of life? And then in December, and this is what I find most baffling, most frustrating, and actually which I don't think you get enough flack for, is that when that lockdown was working, cases were falling, you decided to lift restrictions before Christmas so people could go Christmas shopping. And finally, and this is the most recent, this is probably the decision that's caused the most deaths because of the exponential way in which coronavirus spreads. Once COVID was running out of control late last month, you yet again ignored advice you received from SAGE on the 22nd of December about the need for a third lockdown. In fact, you waited a full 13 days to make it happen, in which time daily cases doubled from 30,000 to 60,000 per day. Do you really think that counts as doing everything you can to save lives?